we got to project 3, 4, 5, 10 moves down the road. What could this possibly cause, and how is that going to affect me? Otherwise, you're just flying by the seat of your pants. And yeah, I love chess, sport. My personal business is I'm an Olympic gold medal coach, and Steve Anderson Gold Medal Coaching is my business. But as you said, we're doing life force. And so how do we take everything that we learn in business, everything we learn in life, and use that to create a more holistic life for ourselves? So like Steven said, competition, it seems like you're playing against someone else to win something. I've been to 5 Olympics. I won a couple Olympic medals. And what I learned in competition for over 30 years is stop competing. When you compete, you're setting yourself up to lose. So instead of having the competition mindset, I'm going for this prize, you're going for this prize, one of us will win, one of us will lose. And just imagine how that sets you up for insecurity and comparison and all the things that cause you to lose, versus growth mindset, where I want to know myself as a champion and you're a champion. We're going to test ourselves. I believe I'm a champion, but I don't know until I get into a pressure situation where the real me gets to emerge. So let's agree that we're going to pursue excellence, and I'm going to put my hat in the ring. You're going to put your hat in the ring, but my real plan is to growth. It's for growth. So at the end of the day, worst case scenario, I'm just going to know myself better. And regardless of what challenge comes forward, I'm going to win. I'm going to know myself better. I'm going to achieve the goal that I set out. If I don't achieve the goal that I set out, I'm going to know myself better. There's just no lose in it. So it's the difference between competition mindset and growth mindset. But we love a test, like a game, like this chess game. I'm interested to see who's going to win, because, you know, at the end of the day, we got to put something on the line. Otherwise, there's no risk. And without that risk and pressure, you don't get to see your true self. You don't get to grow. We need something that's going to force us to be better or be different than who we were when we started the venture. So that's a lot of stuff, but you got me all excited because you got, you know, chess and competition going here. And yeah, if we can switch it from competition to growth mindset, we can have a more peaceful planet on top of everyone living a better quality life, a high quality life, right? So that's it. Thanks.
Yes, please, and thank you.
Thank you, Steve, Coach Steve. That was amazing. Stephen Levy, can you see why? Like, every time he speaks, I just get goosebumps. It's amazing. And by the way, guys, if you haven't yet checked out the online wellness space for entrepreneurs, it is the place to be. Literally, it is a wellness space that the coaches at the moment from Canada, but soon to be global, have created. They call themselves the Thrive Team, and they've created this life force movement where they take entrepreneurs from all over the world, slap them into one space, and we all going for championship. So we exercise, we meditate, and like, just when you think you can't do more jumping jacks, like, they start with this motivation, and you can just picture how this applies to the entrepreneurial journey. It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Coach Steve, for that. I mean, I love it when you're like, let's just all agree that we're going for excellence. It's not a competition. No one needs to be insecure.
But don't anybody tell Nikki or Wolfgang that it's not a competition. Not just yet. We'll
always a competition. It's always a competition. But who are you competing against?
Love that. Love that. Okay, I'm having goosebumps. Okay, let's see. Next up, so excited to hear from this amazing leadership coach. Barbara, what can chess teach us about entrepreneurship?
Okay, thanks for that. So I do actually play chess, so I know a little bit about the game and love it, actually. So for me, one of the things that's very similar to life and business is that you do need to be thinking more than one step ahead. So you need to have a strategy, and thinking more than one step ahead. But the other key thing is that you do need to be watching what your opponent is doing. And you need to be flexible enough to pivot if you can see that your strategy isn't going to work. So don't have a strategy, but don't get so bonded to it that you're not flexible enough to pivot if something in the marketplace changes. So that's a key thing for me about chess. I think, you have to be flexible and pivot. Yeah. My business is in Zor, Global Leadership Development, and I'm Dr. Barbara van Geramb. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Barbara. It's amazing to hear from you. There literally are entrepreneurs that we've seen that get so stuck to one plan or one execution or one idea, because obviously, no one wants to have an idea that doesn't quite work out.
Yeah.
So you get so invested into this idea, you start investing, and then you start doing more, and then like it's almost working, it's kind of working, but sometimes we just actually, and that's again where coaches like Dr. Barbara and Stephen and Steve and Wolf and Alan and all of these amazing people are so awesome, Lana, because they can literally help you see, okay, let's look at the reality, let's look at your plan. And Stephen always says it so well. He's literally like, think of where you want to be, and then where are you now? Now we can actually, like a GPS, plot out how we're going to get from where you are to where you want to be. But before you actually take a good hard look at your current reality and make sure that your perception is actually accurate, you can't do that.
I think something that Barbara mentioned to me personally that I find absolutely brilliant is the flexibility. Now, we all know if you take something that is not flexible and you bend it, it will snap. It's not flexible, you bend it, it breaks. Something that we as entrepreneurs need to really take on board is that we do need to be flexible. We are entrepreneurs. We need to be able to make split decisions and change our direction. Well, this is not working and that does. Well, this works really well. Let's concentrate on this more. We need to be that flexible. If we're not flexible, then all we're doing is we're breaking ourselves. We don't have the ability to change our direction, which means we end up in the wrong place. That whole thing of the ship, just 1 degree off, you don't end up at your destination. It may seem like 1 degree now, but the further you go, the more off course you are. So that flexibility to me is absolutely key. If you can't learn to be flexible, then it's going to break. Your whole plan just falls apart and breaks. There needs to be that flexibility.
Yeah, and literally that's where people will be so scared of actually starting and just like doing something, because they want it to be perfect, right? They want it to be 99%, 190%. Guys,
I've got news for you.
I'm sorry. Entrepreneurship is never, ever, ever going to work like that. Who here has ever gone from idea to scale? No tweaks made. Just 100% success. Who has done that? Hands up now.
See. No one.
These are the best entrepreneurs in the world. I rest my case. Okay, amazing. So guys, usually we don't really give airtime to the guests that are on Zoom with us, but today we have some very awesome guests, and I know they have some very awesome thoughts to share with us. So I want to please, for the first time ever, get Kathy Williams up here. And Kathy, can you please share with us, what are your thoughts? How is chess teaching us about entrepreneurship?
I've been loving this conversation because everything we've been talking about with the planning, and you do have to know how to pivot. Like, you have to plan out, make those plans. But I think so many times we automatically think of failure. When something doesn't work out right, that plan doesn't work, we think of failure, and that's what keeps us from even moving. And we have to remember that failure isn't, that your plan didn't work. Failure is not even moving. It's when something doesn't work, it just means that you're learning from it. And even like thinking about that chess, the first time you play chess, there's a good chance you're not somebody You're going to have to learn from it, and you're going to have to keep learning from it. Learn, how do you make those right movements? How do you keep the battle? How do you keep mentally, emotionally staying strong so you can eventually get to that final point, to a game you can win?
I love that.
I love that,
And I
Kathy.
think that's like the biggest thing I think about that in there. Yes.
And that is Kathy Williams. And Kathy, what is your business name again?
Oh yeah, so I'm Kathy Williams, it's Coach Kathy, and I work with people's mindset. I work a lot with people in self-care, and what's a mental emotional piece that is keeping you stuck from caring from yourself, from loving from yourself. And it's great because when I work with people, similar to this, it's like once you change like how to care for yourself here, it affects your business, it affects your relationships. I mean, just all by caring for yourself, loving yourself.
Awesome.
Amazing. Thank you, Kathy, for the first time ever, guys. Give it up.
Yes.
So, guys,
Thanks, guys.
Kathy's LinkedIn link and everyone else that is speaking on this actual show's LinkedIn links will be in the description below. Go and connect with these amazing people. These are the types of people you want around you on your entrepreneurial journey.
And Kelly, if you want in on the action, just drop a heart and let us know.
Or even just unmute and start speaking. Amazing. Okay, guys.
Okay, so I've actually had a conversation with Kelly, and there are meetings that you leave that you have fun. There are meetings that you leave that you're like, oh, please, let's not meet again. There are meetings, there are meetings that you have with people that you just click with. And for me, Kelly, so that's why I wanted to hear what Kelly had to say.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I enjoyed the conversation as well. I am not a chess player. I've never played the game. So when I'm listening to this, thinking the analogy I like is I would want to be surrounded by people who are a tribe, who get it. So if I'm getting the box, opening it up, reading the directions, I could figure it out for sure. But I would rather watch somebody play or play alongside somebody who can kind of coach or be a mentor or be a couple steps ahead and say, hey, I've tried this. This really worked well for me and this didn't. So I'm a big believer in surrounding myself with people who are on the journey as well, whether we are, on the same team or competitors, but I think there's just power in numbers and being together.
Brilliant move.
And that's why I wanted Kelly to speak. Kelly, I'm also not a chess player. I've attempted the game. I'm not great at it. However, from a strategic point of view, the mind is a muscle. It's something that we develop. And not only in chess, in all different areas of business and in life. And, everything has a strategy. So for me, exercising that muscle, exercising your mind and the way that you think about things in regards to not the game of chess, but in regards to the people and relationships and the reality of life. I mean, life is real, people. I mean, we have things happen to us and we happen to other people, and there's this push and pull of relationships, and you guys would know the power of strategically introducing the right person to the right person and watching the magic happen. To me, that is the ultimate strategy. When you meet somebody and you get to learn all about them, you get to learn about their business, who they are, what they do, and then you're thinking to yourself, oh my goodness me, if I actually link this person to that person and they just had one conversation, I know that magic is going to happen. And that strategy right there. So even if you're not strategically only playing for yourself, also be aware that you can strategically play for others too. Just because the game might not be your game does not mean you can't introduce two other people to play the game of chess where they can actually make magic happen. So welcome to my chessboard.
And if you ever thought that you need to be a chess master to win a really good chess game, Exhibit A, Peter, one of the best entrepreneurs in the world. Why? Because in his community, tribe, and team, he has players like the Stephen Levy, the Steve Anderson, the Wolf of Hamburg. How can you not win with a team like this. It's like the most unfair advantage ever.
And that's where Kelly hit the nail on the head. I'm not a chess player. Kelly's not a chess player. But I bet you that both of us surround ourselves with the most amazing people that if somebody ever challenged us to a game of chess,
Yeah, you'll be like,
You'll be
Wolf, you're up. Nikki, you're up second or first. Or actually, why don't the two of you play together? It's amazing. Guys, on that note, I'm so keen. Like, I've been watching these people's faces. I just want to know, how's the game going? Wolf, please grab the screen. Can we get like a little sneak peek, please? It's like they haven't even played it all. All the pieces are still there.
See, now strategically, I think they're being very careful.
Oh, you think they're thinking like a lot. But they made like 19 moves. Like after 19 moves, I've pretty much like destroyed all my pieces.
Okay, so a quick rundown.
Yeah, who here knows about chess that wants to like give us some commentary on what's going on the board?
This is like trying to comment on Formula One. It goes so fast. You just gotta.
Someone here said that they're a very good chess player. Barbara, Dr. Barbara, can you tell us a bit about what you see going on this board?
I didn't say I was a good chess player. I just said I am a chess player. And I'm always looking for people to play chess with. Yeah, as far as I can see, so the white, that's Wolfgang, he's been quite, aggressive is the wrong word, but he's moving forward quite quickly and taking some risks here. Whereas Nikki, sorry, I can't pronounce your name, Nikki Nezar, is Nikki. Yeah, thank you. I can do that one. Yeah, it's being a lot more careful. This is an interesting move here at the bottom of your screen with the white pieces where Wolfgang has done castled his queen. So he's protecting his king. Sorry, he's protecting his king here. So that's a very good move to do. So that's what I'm seeing.
That is so cool.
Okay. Well, let's stop the screen share and let them get back to destroying each other. Not really. Just saying. You know. Not really going to destroy each other. You know.
I literally thought that they were like me, Stephen. Like I thought they would be like 19 moves, someone wins. But they actually think. Do you think, by the way, is that good or bad then in entrepreneurship? Because both of these people are really good chess players, evidently, but they both like really taking their time to think through it. Do you think like that's what we should be doing as entrepreneurs, like thinking a lot, not doing that much?
Well, you know,
Sure.
I think there's possibly a balance, because if you think too much, then you don't make a move. If you think too little, you make the wrong move. So, I mean, there's got to be that balance of, you know, where your strategy comes in, and do you stick to that strategy? Are you flexible within that strategy? Do you think about it just enough that you can make the right move? And do you think about it enough that if you make the wrong move, that strategically you can actually change that? You know, can you back it up, or can you support it? Or so. Now, I love the fact that they're playing a game of chess, but obviously we're referring to the grander, the grand scheme, or the bigger picture, or where we're now referring to life. This is not just entrepreneur and business. This is life. I mean, it's all about how we react and how we respond. And so, strategically, don't think too little and just jump the gun. You're going to jump into the wrong place. It's like jumping into a fire because you just didn't know it was there. But you've got to think enough to make things happen, but not too much that you don't not make any move at all. I mean, it could be that you're freezing to death and the fire's like 5 meters away and you're thinking too much about walking towards it to get warm. And in the thought process, you end up freezing.
Don't freeze, guys.
Don't freeze.
That's not cool.
Don't freeze. No, that's not cool.
Mr. Levy, you wanted to elaborate, and then your clone from the US also wants to have another go. So yeah, please go for it, Mr. Levy.
Yeah, I think they both, as Pete said, or Barbara said, they're both thinking about it. So I think it's very important in entrepreneurship to think. Kathy made a very important comment in the chat. I was saying that the entrepreneurial journey is a slow one. So maybe, one of my things for this year is slow down to speed up. And yeah, it's certainly working for me. But what comes out of it all is that they're both thinking, but I want to touch on what Barbara said about being agile and understanding, and Stephen alluded to it too, is understanding that our strategy is only a guide. We might need to deviate from that. And that's the risk that you take in entrepreneurship. There's always risk. And I suppose as entrepreneurs, we need to really understand the level of risk and we need to understand that the level of risk that we're prepared to take on this tough journey. It's an awesome journey, but yeah, it is a risky one and a tough one. And I think when you surround yourself with the right chess players or the teams, you reduce the risk. Use people that are specialists in different areas for different moves, like on Explore ProTech.
Thank you, Stephen. That's Stephen Levy from Day to Be Coaching and Beyond.
Like Buzz Lightyear, but Stephen.
I actually also, I love what Kathy said in the chat, Stephen. So, guys, she basically said, I don't play chess either, but it reminds me that building a business is slow moving like chess. We wanted to move fast, but things move slow, and that's okay. And that just brought up this realization for me. When I saw the chessboard now, I literally wanted to be like a 3-year-old and just move the pieces because I want the outcome. I want that gratification. And I'm exactly the same in entrepreneurship. Stephen is laughing because he knows it's true.
Actually, Stephen knows it's true so much that he's actually keeps deploying a proverbial parachute that Nastine needs to deploy whenever she jumps off a cliff too quickly. So
I just want results, guys. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's go to Dr. Barbara and then Alan. Dr. Barbara, you have to unmute.
Sorry,
otherwise
it's battling to unmute, yeah. Thanks so much. So yes, I just wanted to build on also what Stephen was saying. I think we do need to think and have a rational plan, but I think we need to take into account both sides of our brain. So rational thought is in the left brain, and intuitive thought is in the right brain. And I heard a case study recently on a lecture I was attending about the guy who started Amazon. And he said all the decisions he made that helped him frog leap. So frog leap is leaping over what the competitors are doing into something new, were intuitive decisions, the gut, not just the rational mind. So it also links to what Peter's saying about, the rational mind is brilliant and we do need it, and we need a strategy and we need a plan. And I've delivered tons of really big projects, and you always have a project plan. But I would always say to my team, have the plan and then expect it to change, because life is so complex. So we need both sides of our thinking. We need our rational mind, but we also need our intuitive mind. And I'm very big on coaching leaders to work with both rational mind and intuitive mind, to frog leap and to take the risk. So sometimes the gut feel thing, life is too complex to put everything on a spreadsheet, which is what our hyper rational thinkers like to do. It's way too complex and there's way too many variables, and we live and work in this massive system. So you need both.
I think between myself and Esteem lives in spreadsheet land, and I think the word spreadsheet is a swear word.
And I'm more intuitive, and you'll think for days.
True.
But then I'll just like yank you into the conversation, and like there we go.
If I really need a spreadsheet, she'll make me one.
Okay, guys, let's hear from Alan. Alan, what do you have to add to the conversation?
Just a couple of things that people have said, and about the overthinking. If you don't ever move, nothing will ever happen. However, you can't just go off and jump off a cliff and expect that gravity somehow won't be there on the other side. And we need this ability to adapt. That comes from a lot from my background in emergency services, because you get a call, there's a thing, and so you take what you think you need, and you get there. No, that wasn't the story at all. It's something else. And as certainly with one of my companies, that has occurred, where we're going to start with this and go this direction, and then I meet Destine, and now we're going in some other direction. And actually, we're going both directions, and I'm waiting for, I don't know, I'm going to clone myself or something to make it all happen. But that's part of the fun of being an entrepreneur, is you don't really know where this is going to lead. You have an idea, and you should believe in the idea, but do be ready to change. Take what's obviously sitting right in front of you and go with it. I'm Al McDonald, Industrial Employee Safety, coming to you from Egypt today.
Stunning, Alan. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. That is what is part of the fun of being an actual entrepreneur. Wolf, can you please grab the screen again and just share with us where you guys are at?
See if there's are we expecting a winner anytime soon, or is this game going to last for days?
I think this is going to be a two.
Ask Nikki. He should say something.
Yes, Nikki, jump in here. Brother Bear, what's going on?
So he's playing a very, very offensive game, and he's actually he blocked a good couple moves that I had planned for him. So yeah, it's still too early to tell.
Okay,
anything can happen.
Okay, so it's too early to tell what the outcome of the game. We're going to have to update on our next show. You do know.
We've only had 4 pieces taken off the board so far.
Interesting.
This is ridiculous.
He stole my queen.
This is actually brilliant. And I'll tell you why. Because this just means that moves are being made. So progress is happening. But everybody is being strategic enough to not just give away the game. So I think that this is actually a really good balance of proving that be strategic. Don't be too strategic that you don't do anything. But think about it enough to protect yourself and at the same time still make moves that you show progress.
Yeah, so that's entrepreneurship. Impossible. There you go.
No, not impossible. This is good. This is a match between 2 really good players, actually.
Yeah, no, that we can all agree on for sure. I mean, next time you guys have to play against me, I'll show you how to lose in 3 moves. Like, not even 4. I promise you.
No.
Sorry,
Okay.
I have to come in here, Ernestine, because a thought just came to mind about you. You would have had all these chess pieces. You would have kept the same chess pieces, but you would have invented another chess game, been on another board long ago.
Let's play chess on a diagonal board.
Yeah, anything. But Ernestine would have done it, and I
Circles.
say that I admire you for that.
Oh,
I know that Lana also wanted to say something as well. She had her hand up before we went to the screen share. Lana, you want to just let us know what you're thinking?
Hello, Lana Sinclair from Mompreneur, South Africa. I just wanted to say I really believe that when you are committed to something and you take that step that isn't really always on a spreadsheet, I believe in energy that just comes to you. We talk about we have to adapt to our circumstances. But what I love about certain decisions is that when you go in that direction, and that was the direction you were supposed to be, maybe you've tried other stuff and it didn't go so well, but when you hit that sweet spot, then things comes to you. And I think that's why, and it's blessings, so you call it what you want, opportunities, people, and that makes entrepreneurship and business so exciting. And I hate red tape. I hate procedures. Yes, my point exactly, Peter. Spreadsheets, yes, thank you. But in the end, I do go with my gut. I don't say it's good. I won't recommend it always. But all I'm saying is when you go in the right direction, it's just wonderful to see what you attract in the process. And I also just wanted to say, I'm sorry, I was right. It's never a game in never. This is going to go on forever. I'm done. Bye.
I love that, Lana. Thank you so much. From one risk taker to another. Guys, I know we are over time. If Chris was here, he would have killed me, but he's not here.
So he can't.
So I just want to have one more comment because I have to hear what Coach Steve actually has to say on the topic, and then we will wrap up and we will make it a to be continued situation. And you'll just have to show up for the next coffee shop because you want to know who won between Nikki and the Wolf. Like everyone needs to know that.
The suspense is killing us.
Steve, take it away.
Yeah, thank you, Ernestine. I love the fact that you picked chess as the game because anytime you have, like I coach beach volleyball, it's a net sport. You have catch control sports where you can grab people, tackle them. Then you have rebound sports and net sports. So with a net sport, you can't actually go over and touch the other person. You don't actually get to control them. So you have to build an environment where they cooperate with you. So now we're talking about the difference between control and influence. And in business, we have this misperception that we can control things and we can't. And like Lon, like you're saying, success happens when preparation meets opportunity. Well, that's all the planning and preparing yourself for it. But at the end of the day, when the opportunity shows up, now you have to play. It's a living thing. So building, I call it the BECS system, BECS, building an environment where they cooperate with your strategy. That's where it becomes predictable. That's where it's asymmetric risk to reward, where you stack the odds so much in your own favor and you understand the nature of what the environment that you're in and what could happen so that opportunities do come to you. I think it's a spiritual thing, but it's also a practical thing because you've done all the work to prepare yourself for success. And then when it's there, you're free to just play and be your best self. And it's where the two worlds come together, where the intuition and the the intelligence come together. And that's what we call the zone, where you can just let go and be free and be your whole self in the moment. But it's not just, you're not just freewheeling it. You have a plan, you have structure, but inside of that structure, you have total freedom to be yourself and to express yourself freely. So I just love this. And I love the fact that you picked chess, because it acts like a net sport where it's all about influence. You have to influence the other person while they're trying to influence you, just like in business, when you're looking at the market, competitors, upturns, all this sort of stuff. How can you influence and offer value so that people want to do business with you, and the business that you do is good business? So I love this. You can tell I'm excited about it. This is my world, and I love this.
Thank you so much, Coach Steve. And again, so much wisdom, because I was just thinking yes, okay, so I like to do what I like to do when I like to do it, which is right now. I don't really wait. If I have an idea, I'm rolling it out yesterday. But I did that before I had the tribe, and
it didn't work.
Almost bankrupted myself twice. Now that Peter has stacked all the odds in my favor and I'm part of this amazing tribe, when I do this, the behavior, the results I'm getting is the opposite. I'm not bankrupting us. I'm making us insane amounts of money by doing that.
Yeah.
So it's so true. So guys, if you want the odds stacked in your favor forever, become part of this tribe and do the work to build the relationships.
I mean, let's not be sticky. Join any tribe. As long as it's strategic and you're surrounding yourself with great people. I just happen to know that these are the great people. So do with that what you will.
Guys, we are so far over the time. If Chris was here, he would shoot me. Anyway, our producer, Chris, will be back next week. Same time, same place. We will be here again because we just love having these coffee shop sessions with you. As an entrepreneur, it's so important to have that time where you can literally just walk into coffee shop mode with some of your best friends in the whole world, and we all understand each other. We're all entrepreneurs together, and we just share our knowledge. Let's learn together and connect the world. Guys, if you loved what you heard today, you have got to go to the description down below. Click on all the LinkedIn links. They are in there. Make friends with these people. They are some of the best entrepreneurs in the world.
Well, actually, if you think about it, we spent a lot of time pulling the right people together. A lot of time, and very strategically. And all you have to do is click one link.
Lucky you.
Come on.
We will, next time we are on the show, we will definitely be updating you on who won between the Wolf and the Nikki, and it's going to be amazing. But for now, it's ciao for now, coffee shop people. We love you. May all your wildest entrepreneurial dreams come true.
Ciao for now.
Bye.